mother, a friend. I love a good laugh, and when the DJ turns on the music, I like to own the dance floor. But all of that comes from self-introspect, personal development, and an acceptance of where I currently am in my life. I'm here to talk to you today about mindset and how it has allowed me to step into my purpose, my passion, and the pursuit of my own happiness. For you see, at the age of 40, my life changed, not by choice, but by circumstance. While most people hit their 40s, they get settled into routine, they blossom into their own lives, they start to settle into themselves. And I was left without an identity, or so I thought. My entire upbringing, I was told, if you study hard, you work hard, all of that fruit will come into fruition. And so that's what I did. University degree, 2 college diplomas, because apparently one wasn't enough, a master's, certifications, the list goes on and on. Years of hard work and toil, I finally did it. I got my breakthrough. I got the job title, I got the salary, and yet I was bored out of my mind. I remember sitting in meetings and going, oh God, what the heck am I doing here? I've actually physically had to restrain myself to my seat so I wouldn't bolt out of the room. And the very thought of that, of doing that for 40 hours a week for the next 25 years, was absolutely dreadful. But did that change the vision or scope of my life? No. Why? Because this is what I had worked so hard for. This is what I wanted. Well, the universe had other plans for me and slapped me upside the head. A couple of weeks before I turned 40, I was hospitalized with a kidney stone, which is never fun. My credit cards were compromised, and I was the first of 6 people to be restructured. Happy freaking birthday to me. Woo-hoo. For me, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I was left without an identity. I didn't know who I was. It didn't matter that I had 2 beautiful children, a wonderful home, good friends and family. I was so tied to my corporate role as my identity. If I didn't have that, who was I? Who was I going to talk to my friends about? About my boring corporate job, but at least I had something to talk to them about, not about me. And as cliche as that sounds, I know there are plenty of people who feel and have felt the same way. But this aha moment, this enlightening moment, only came from years of self-reflection, personal development, and being able to openly share my story with others. I've always been a closed book and have always held people away at an arm's length. I would rather be your sounding board than you have be mine. Well, let me try that one again. I would rather be you be my sound. One more time. I'd rather be your sounding board than have you be mine. It wasn't until some serious internal reflection that this idea of holding people off was actually weighing me down. It was an anchor that was truly preventing me from seeing my full potential. The idea that I had to have some sort of title was an anchor that I thought defined me, but that wasn't the truth. I had to learn that it was okay to be in this current place that I was in, that it was okay that I didn't have a title, that I was okay to be me and all of my Michelle-isms, that this quiet, self-proclaimed wallflower was defined by people's perceptions of who I was supposed to be. Mind you, these perceptions were not done out of a hurtful place. They came from love and caring. So I leaned into that. I spent many years believing that I had to fit a certain mold to be successful and respected. That if I was loud, that if I didn't have a degree, that if I didn't have a title, I was less than. But that's not the truth. It was only recognizing that I was good to be in this place of uncertainty and growth, that I had to learn to forgive myself for not becoming who I thought they thought I was meant to be, that I had to bless and release that idea. And then and only then was I able to experience real growth. I didn't wake up one morning to come to the realization that I had to bless and release all these anchors. It took me walking in the valley of the shadow of death to see that the light within me no longer existed, that it was more comfortable for me to be enveloped within the darkness of these anchors of other people's perceptions of who I should be, the anchors of self-limiting belief, the anchors of negative self-talk, the anchors of relationships that no longer served. Although it was comfortable to remain in the depths of that darkness than to acknowledge the light that no longer existed, it wasn't in my soul or in my gut. There was this little voice that kept nagging at me that said, this isn't right. This is no place to be. To walk away, to step away from that valley, And to begin to ascend that mountain, I had to release those anchors, to bless them for the lessons that they taught me, for showing me that I was worth more than an idea, than a perception, than the limiting beliefs in my own head. Each footstep up that mountain meant that I was able to bless and release an anchor that weighed me down. As with everything in life, there are ebbs and flows. But what I've learned and what I've been able to accept with an open heart is that each day that I'm able to breathe is another day that I make a choice in how I face both the good and the bad. Each day I make a conscious choice to bless the lessons I have learned and release the anchors that weigh me down. And while there is no top to climbing my own personal mountain, that light within me becomes brighter. And with each ascent, I'm reminded to reach out behind me and help pull someone out of that shadow and help them see the light within themselves. And this is why I'm so adamant and so passionate about helping others face each day with a sense of gratitude, to learn and accept their purpose, that each day we have between the day we are born and the day we die is a gift, to be able to bless and release the things that no longer serve us. And with that, I am extremely grateful for being able to share the lessons I have learned in self-forgiveness, self-acceptance, and self-love. Thank you.